Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most persistent issues in online shopping, these high-discount e-commerce sites. Our mission is to really conduct a detailed analysis of their consumer transparency, their marketing claims, using a sports apparel retailer, USA Gameday wear, as our main example.
That's right. And our goal here isn't just to list red flags. We want to understand the fundamental operational patterns that really define a high-risk digital commerce network. And just a quick note for everyone listening, this is educational commentary. We're analyzing a business model, not giving out any kind of financial or legal advice.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're talking about sites that dangle these massive savings, sometimes promising, up to 90% off? We need to figure out what structural elements expose them as high risk pretty much the minute you start looking.
Exactly.
So where do we start? The foundation. Who actually owns this company?
That's the perfect place to start, because what's fascinating here is how quickly that foundation reveals the whole strategy. Analysis shows the domain was registered very recently, August 2025. And it was done through Zenith Technology Corporation, which security researchers have identified as a China-based company.
So this isn't just one rogue website then?
No, not at all. This infrastructure is actually part of a documented high-risk operational network. It's designed to use hundreds of rotating interchangeable sites all at once.
So it's an industrial-scale system designed to just cycle through domains. How does that change the risk for an everyday shopper?
It means the entire operation is built for, short-term cash flow and evasion, not for long-term customer satisfaction. They generate quick revenue, cycle out when they get caught, and then just instantly redeploy under a new name. The network's design is really the first clue.
And the second clue, I'm guessing, is consumer transparency, or the complete lack of it. This retailer, for example, it has no foundational contact verification. There is no physical business address on the site, no working phone number.
Absolutely. The only contact method is a generic Gmail account. That is such a telltale sign of a shell operation.
Because if you can't find them or call them,
there's zero accountability.
Yeah.
Exactly. Customers report that the automated refund responses they get are, functionally worthless.
So if the back end is anonymous and it's set up to just disappear, how are they attracting buyers in the first place?
Yeah.
Let's talk about those aggressive marketing claims. We know they push these huge discounts, that 90% off figure, with really high-pressure tactics, countdown timers, limited stock warnings.
And they're pushing those through paid ads on social media, right? Facebook, TikTok, places like that.
All over the place.
Yeah, and if we connect that deceptive marketing to the product itself, a really key indicator emerges when you look at product sourcing. When you analyze the imagery, reverse image searches show that every single product photo on the site is taken from legitimate, well-known retailers.
They steal the pictures.
They do. And this lack of original photography is a critical warning. It means there's no way for you, the consumer, to verify the actual product they're offering, its quality, its appearance.
You have no idea what you're actually buying.
None. You're buying the idea of a real jersey, and they're just using someone else's assets to sell it to you.
The documented risk profile for this pattern is, it's terrifying. What kind of trust score are we talking about here?
In fact, fraud detection sites assign this specific retailer a score of 1 out of 100.
1 out of 100.
Yeah. That's almost impossible to achieve unless you're, intentionally trying to be recognized as a high-risk operation.
That score also brings up a really important question about data security. What are the risks when you enter your payment information on a site like this?
The payment processing collects highly sensitive personal information. We're talking credit card details, physical addresses, phone numbers, and reports suggest this data might not just be for a single transaction. It could be fueling, potential identity risks down the line. The stakes are much higher than just losing the cost of a jersey.
And then we get to what actually shows up in the mail. The fulfillment variability. Customers who placed orders reported 4 distinct and pretty miserable outcomes. The first is simple. Nothing arrives at all.
Right.
Others get a cheap substitute or a counterfeit. Some get used or damaged items. And then my favorite, they get sent something completely random, like ordering a team jersey and getting a cheap pair of sunglasses instead.
The absurdity of that is actually telling. Receiving random items isn't a simple shipping error. It's a deliberate cost-cutting measure for a dead-end fulfillment operation.
Oh, so.
They fulfill the order just enough to get proof of delivery for the payment processor, regardless of what's in the box.
So wrapping this all up, what does this all mean? What's the big picture?
The analysis shows a textbook pattern. You have ghost ownership using burner domains, a complete lack of transparency, non-original product imagery, and a very consistent pattern of fulfillment failure. This isn't a shop that's just struggling with inventory. It's a temporary shell designed purely to extract capital and data.
So the actionable takeaway for you, the listener, is pretty simple. Focus on verification. Always check for a listed physical address. Look for evidence of original product photography. And try to verify customer service channels before you enter any payment information. And a final thought for you to mull over. In a digital landscape where entire sales networks can be recycled and redeployed instantly, how does the responsibility shift between the platform hosting the paid ad and the consumer who has to verify the legitimacy of the retailer?